Good morning, guys. I was thinking about what to do my video on today, and I thought I would touch on really quick some of the choices that I make in restaurants when I go out to eat. Um, One of the things I probably miss the most is sitting in a Mexican food restaurant and having chips to dip into salsa and especially guacamole. And so I wanted to show you just a couple things you can do to still get the same experience. I mean, very, very close. Oh, say hi, Charlie. Say hi. I'm going to have him hop down, but here's Charlie. He's about a year old and he's full of it. I love him though. Um, so what I do is, and he's back up, I posted a recipe in the recipe album for making flaxseed crackers. And I have taken those in a baggie in my purse and had oh my gosh, it was so good to have those dipped in the guacamole. If you're local, the guacamole at Ixtapa here in Lebanon is so amazing. And I I was on that like a fat kid loving cake. It was so delicious. I've also taken in Quest chips, which are 5 carbs for the bag. They're not the cleanest ingredients. It's something that whenever you're buying something prepackaged, you are taking on some additives that you don't know how it's going to affect your body. But the flaxseed crackers is just flaxseed seasoning and water. So you can't go wrong. Super clean. The flaxseed does affect your hormones if you eat it a ton. Like if you're hormone sensitive, if you're dealing with elevated levels of some hormones, I would limit the flaxseed as far as don't make them every day, but every so often is totally fine. And I the chip having the chip experience with the guacamole was just so I'll never forget it. Actually, I should do that again very soon. I also like to crumble up those flaxseed crackers over my salad, like into bigger pieces. Make them with everything but the bagel seasoning from Trader Joe's, or the onion salt from Trader Joe's is also really delicious, and it makes such a flavorful crouton. So, so, so delicious. Anyway, so that's one of my favorite things. Another place I love to go is Chipotle, and I already covered that before, but you can even, if you have room in your macros, you can even have the queso. I love queso so much. Like that is to me just ultimate comfort food to have any kind of cheese sauce, and I always leave room in my macros to have the queso put on there. I will sometimes get double meat. It can get expensive there by adding just, thing on top of things. So if it's just to eat and then not try to bring leftovers home, then I would just get one of the meat portions and get the lettuce, the cheese, the sour cream, the guacamole, the queso, the salsa, not the corn one, but the regular one. You could bring in your own chips if you really need that. You could bring in your own low carb tortilla, again in moderation, because most of those aren't going to be the best ingredients as far as like if you're trying to avoid gluten and things like that. But it fits. Like if you want to do this lifestyle and have some of those convenient foods, you can go to a regular burrito place. Get like I've never been to Del Taco, but I do follow someone on social media who loves Del Taco, and she goes and gets like 2 of the whatever burrito is, like a steak and cheese or something, I'm not sure, and she scrapes all the insides out of that tortilla and puts it in her own. And she said it's just like you are there. Like your brain doesn't go, "Oh, that's a different tortilla." It's like I'm having junk food. I'm having a treat, You can get right, obviously a hamburger that's lettuce wrapped. You can bring it home and put it on a keto bread if you crave having the sandwich. I have another thing I'm going to post one. I'm not sure if I've written about it yet, but there's a couple different wraps that you can buy that I use only half of it, and then I load it up with like rotisserie chicken and cheese and sour cream and lettuce and salsa, and I crisp it up in a pan, and it ends up tasting just like a chimichanga. So that's obviously not eating out, but it's something I can make at home that to me, and I think the first time I made that, I had a very low carb, like queso kind of cheese at home, which tasted to me like junky nacho cheese. Delicious. Like I just was scraping my plate and making comments, and the boys, my husband and our last kid that's at home, our youngest son, they're always eye rolling and just like, yeah, sure, that's the best thing you've ever eaten. Well, part of the time it's because I'm coming off of a fast, so I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing. But no, it was really seriously delicious. So there are so many ways to still have food that is so good. Another thing, I mentioned it before, but you can go to wing places like Wingstop or Buffalo Wild Wings and get their dry rubs. Have like a my favorite is having garlic, parmesan, and butter on the wings. Delicious, dipped into ranch or blue cheese, and it is, I mean, I don't know. Maybe some people are like, none of this food sounds good, but I love it. And that's how I've been able to do this for 13 months and not even feel like, oh, poor me, I can't have whatever it is I see over there. It's like, no, this food is really good. And I mentioned before, like in Lebanon here, the schmitza, or pizza schmitz or whatever it's called, has an amazing wedge salad that is blue cheese and bacon and tomatoes and crispy onions, and I just try to calculate my the best I can for when I have that. And then I get wings, or I'll sometimes have pizza and just eat the toppings off the pizza, and it's so good. It's so good still. We have a local pork place called Stick a Pork in It, and they do a protein bowl that's basically all the insides of the pork tacos if you were to do that. Or sometimes I'll go to my favorite Mexican place and get my favorite super quesadilla, which is a bunch of filling inside two tortillas, and I come home and I scrape all the stuff out of that and eat it out of a bowl. And your brain is going, this is the same flavor. This is the same, it's the same experience. I mean, it's okay to not be chewing a tortilla while you're eating your favorite food. That part is such a inconsequential shift to make, to still be able to eat foods that you love, especially when it's a restaurant that you love, right? Or a food that you love. Like if you make a low carb cheesecake and it tastes just like a regular cheesecake, your brain is going, I'm eating cheesecake right now. You don't miss the fact that you're not eating the actual sugar and the insulin spike and then kicking you out of ketosis and feeling like garbage for a week because you went off track. And also, we don't know if that one time going off track is going to lead to a week, or will you ever get back on? And so, again, with the analogy that I used, where I have this lane, I stay in my lane, I know where my boundaries are, and then I enjoy all the food that's in between, which is more food than I could. I mean, I don't even get very adventurous with recipes, as much as I should anyway. So I'm not sure what other restaurants. Of course, I love a Cobb salad, and the fact that you can eat bacon and blue cheese and cheese. Again, do you notice the cheese theme? But the salad dressings, and it's so good. Anyway, if there's a restaurant that's your favorite that you would like in your mind, that would be on a regular day when I don't have to feel the pressure of a diet or the anxiety of I can't have, what would that restaurant be for you? And what would you eat there? Because I can guarantee that I can find a version of it. I mean, I'm not going to find a good potato or a good French fry. That's one thing I do miss. But most other things, there's a keto replacement, and you can still have really good, really, really, really good darn food anyway. So hope this helps. Have a great day. Love you guys.